The Philippines has just activated a supersonic missile that can and will destroy ships in seconds. It declares a message to the entire Indo-Pacific, and that message is, "We're ready now." This isn't just any missile we're talking about here, it's the BrahMos Supersonic Cruise Missile, which is the next game changer in warfare. But before we dive into how the Philippines found this powerful weapon, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more updates. The day Philippines went supersonic. The Philippines has joined an elite club of nations that can strike enemies far beyond their borders. For over decades, the Philippines has depended on diplomacy and support from other countries when the West Philippine Sea was in danger. This area was constantly threatened by foreign attacks and aggressive combat patrols. However, things have changed now. By activating the BrahMos system, the Philippines has equipped one of the fastest and deadliest cruise missiles in the entire world. This missile is capable of hitting its targets from 400 kilometers away at an impressive speed of nearly Mach 3, which we can equate to 3 times the speed of sound. If an enemy warship tries to get too close, their BrahMos could reach it before others even realize what's coming their way. BrahMos key features that make it extremely dangerous. The BrahMos missile is actually a joint Indo-Russian project that's proven to be a game-changer weapon for the world. It's fast and precise, can be launched from land, sea, submarine, or even aircraft platforms. This simply makes BrahMos adaptable for literally any battle scenario. But what truly makes it terrifying is that its target gets hit accurately with extremely fast speed. Imagine, this missile travels at Mach 2.8 to 3.0, at low altitudes to escape radar detection to hit its target with appalling precision. Now, what does this mean for an enemy vessel? It means the moment an enemy vessel enters Philippines waters, it can be tracked, targeted, and defeated long before it even sees the missile launch. Here's where things get interesting. The version used by the Philippines now operates is completely mobile. Unlike static missile bases that are quite easy to locate and destroy, the Philippines' BrahMos system is mobile-mounted. Each launcher contains missile canisters, command and control vehicles, along with support units, allowing rapid relocation. So, if there are rising threats in the West Philippine Sea, these missiles can move fast to undisclosed coastal locations, deploy in minutes, and strike before the enemies can even make a move. This kind of mobility is impressive, let's be honest. It also gives the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, a great edge. They are no longer dependent on others or tied to predictable defense points. This kind of power honestly makes any potential threat think twice before attacking the Philippines' coastal region. BrahMos development years. For years, the Philippines' defense forces have struggled to keep up with its neighboring countries like China, Vietnam, Malaysia, and others. While others were deploying advanced ships, fighter jets, and missile systems, Manila still operated with limited firepower and relied heavily on diplomatic protests whenever faced with threats.
So we're here at BAS Air Base in the Philippines to conduct a 2-week exchange with our Philippine Air Force partners. This is the first time that we deployed the BAS.
The activation of this supersonic missile was a historic turning point for the Philippines. For the very first time, the Philippines has a credible long-range strike capability, something that the country's been missing for decades. Now, instead of sending warnings, signals, or even protesting, the Philippines has an actual weapon that could eliminate a weapon within just a few seconds. The India connection. The BrahMos is a deal that's worth more than a purchase. Its current value is $374.96 million. The contract for this supersonic missile was signed in 2022 between the Philippines and India. This contract included not just the missiles alone, but also training, logistics, and technology transfer. Indian defense experts had spent months working with Filipino personnel and taught them how to operate, maintain, and deploy the BrahMos system effectively. This was a huge step in strengthening Philippine-Indian defense ties, and it reflects a border shift in entire Asia, where nations are beginning to ally with each other to maintain a balance against aggressive regional actions. They delivered BrahMos missiles directly to the Philippines. If we talk about India, on the other hand, it's got its own potential threats in the Indo-Pacific. So, it sees Manila as a strategic partner. Together, both countries contribute to a regional deterrence network. Before we talk about why this supersonic missile changed everything for the Philippines, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more updates. So, why do the BrahMos change everything for the Philippines? Before this very missile, the Philippines literally had no weapon that could take down its opponents from hundreds of kilometers away. But now things have changed. The missile's supersonic speed makes it nearly undetectable. By the time it's on radar, it's already closing in. It travels so fast that traditional defense systems can't react on time, even if they try. That's why many analysts call BrahMos the ship killer. Not only it travels with speed and accuracy, it can take down fortified coastal bases while changing the balance of power in the West Philippine Sea. Imagine being an adversary fleet commander that plots an incursion near the Philippine waters. You'd have to consider that within the 400-kilometer radius, a BrahMos launcher could be waiting, ready to launch a supersonic strike that destroys your ship in just a few seconds. That's deterrence in its purest form. What has happened in the West Philippine Sea? So, what exactly happened in the West Philippine Sea that made the country decide it needed such a deadly missile? Now, this is one of the most contested maritime zones in the world, with tons of standoffs between foreign coast guards, military ships, and the Philippine Navy. The China Coast Guard's brutal attacks on Filipino troops at Ayungin Shoal involved the use of dangerous maneuvers and physical aggression to block a resupply mission. This escalated the tensions in the West Philippine Sea. And while Manila has always made space for peace and diplomacy, the threats have constantly tested its patience. Now, with BrahMos in place, the Philippines finally has a defensive backbone that matches its words. Its presence alone reshapes the entire strategic landscape because it forces the intruders to calculate the risks before making any move. Aggression is no longer a one-sided advantage, it's become a gamble. It turns out the Philippines has created a clear line others cannot cross. Let's be clear, the Philippines has repeatedly stated that it literally has no intentions of using the BrahMos rashly. This isn't a weapon for them, but it's a shield protecting the West Philippine Sea. Its mere existence strengthens deterrence and makes sure that conflicts are avoided, not escalated. But deterrence only works if the threat is real. But in this case, it absolutely is. Anyone challenging the Philippines is now aware of the fact that their supersonic missile could easily reach them faster than they can react. Integrated firepower of the armed forces of the Philippines. It's a part of a broader modernization effort by the AFP, one that includes equipping new frigates, fighter jets, and patrol ships with advanced radar systems. By incorporating BrahMos into this evolving structure, the AFP gains a force that multiplies. This means these coordinated attacks can be executed side by side while combining missile attacks with deadly naval gunfire. A hostile ship can be easily targeted by a land-based BrahMos launcher. Air units could also provide surveillance from above while missile operators prepare a strike. So it wouldn't be wrong to say that everything, and by that I mean jets, missiles, naval army, is connected in the Philippines, designed to tackle even the most technologically advanced threats. Global reaction. The activation of BrahMos sends shivers throughout the Indo-Pacific region. Its neighboring countries are now watching closely because the Philippines, once viewed as militarily vulnerable, has now gained a missile that could wipe out ships in seconds. And this development strengthens not just Manila, but its alliances too. Its defense partnership with countries like the US, Japan, and Australia remains strong as the BrahMos complements them perfectly. This adds an independent strike capability while reducing the dependence of foreign forces for instant defense. This is a crucial autonomy, showing that the Philippines isn't just waiting for allies to act, but taking control of its own security. Will this change the Philippines' standing in the defense scene? So, what happens now? What does this mean for the Philippines? Will this missile change its position on defense? While only time can tell, it wouldn't be wrong to say that with this missile, a lot has changed. The Philippines literally went from being vulnerable to full readiness. It tells the world that the Philippines is investing in itself, building a credible defense, not to just fight wars, but to prevent them. This symbolism carries weight and boosts Philippines' standing in defense dialogues and strategic partnerships. It shows that Manila is serious about contributing to regional peace and stability through its capability. The message BrahMos sends to the region. Let's be honest, the tensions in the Indo-Pacific are high and they need to be studied. Whether it's territorial disputes or power projection, every move counts. And now, with BrahMos active, the message is loud and clear. The Philippines is no longer vulnerable. Any type of violation of its territorial waters will have clear and direct consequences. Yes, it sounds like a warning, but to the Philippines, it's a big reassurance. A reassurance of safety to its people, allies, and its partners. Looking ahead, interestingly, this weapon might actually make the region more stable, despite being a weapon of immense power. Why? Because credible deterrence prevents wars. When all sides know that an attack would cause losses, the incentive to start a conflict will be completely finished. So, in this way, the missile that could destroy ships in seconds might also be the one to keep the peace in the West Philippine Sea. This activation is just the beginning. As the Philippines continues to modernize its military, more systems like this could follow and enhance air defense, naval strength, along with cyber capabilities. Experts also predict that the future collaborations with India and other allies could lead to joint development projects and potentially cause next-generation defense technologies designed specially for the Indo-Pacific environment. And as AFP continues to evolve, the deterrent message will only grow stronger. The BrahMos missile isn't just any other entry in the Philippines' coastal region. It's a big thing that says, we're done being pushed around, we can defend what's truly out, and most importantly, we're ready for whatever's coming our way. From a nation that was once seen as militarily outmatched, the Philippines now has a weapon that could destroy ships in seconds, and if necessary, it could also threaten the ambitions of anyone who tries to harm them. With the BrahMos Supersonic Cruise Missile now active, the Philippines has officially stepped into a new era of defense where one power, precision, and pride all fly at Mach 3. So, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more updates. Let us know your 2 cents about BrahMos in the comments below.